Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are having an amazing day. If you're new here, videos covering influencer news, internet dramas, and everything happening across social media. So if that's you are something into, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Now, without wasting any more time, let's get into today's video. For more than 5 years, Jentzen and Elliana have been one of the social media's favorite young couples. Millions of fans have watched them grow up together through YouTube videos, TikToks, challenges, and countless collaborations. The relationship becomes such a huge part of their online presence that many people couldn't imagine one without the other, which is exactly why fans immediately noticed when things suddenly started changing. No more videos together, no more public interactions, a series of emotional reposts, videos quietly disappearing from Jensen's profile. And now, fans have also noticed that Jensen is no longer following Eliana on the TikTok account. None of this has been officially addressed by either of them, but when you put these clues together, it's easy to understand why so many people believe they are quietly broken up. Let's break everything down one clue at a time. The first thing that caught fan attention wasn't an unfollow. It wasn't deleted pictures. It wasn't even silence. It all started with a series of emotional TikTok reposts. Normally, reposting emotional videos doesn't necessarily mean anything. Almost everyone reposts relatively content from the time to time. But what made people start paying attention was the fact that these reposts all seemed to carry similar themes and they appeared over a relatively short period of time. The first repost said, "A person not wanting to lose you but not wanting to choose you is the closest thing to hell." On its own, this could simply be a relatable quote, but many fans felt the wording was incredibly specific. It describes the feeling of someone wanting to keep you around while never fully choosing you. At the time, most people simply scrolled past it. Looking back now, many fans believed it may have been a first sign that something wasn't right. Then came another repost that shifted the conversation even more. This one focused entirely on trust. It explained when you break someone's trust, you don't get to decide how quickly they heal. Instead, rebuilding trust takes patience, consistent actions, and proving every single day that you're changed. Unlike a general said quote, specifically, this report specifically talks about broken trust inside a relationship. Naturally, fans started wondering if it's reflected something happened behind the scenes. Of course, then that's only speculation. People repost content for countless reasons, and this could simply mean something related to personally. Not because of everything that followed, many people started connecting the dots. Then another repost appeared. "You saw the most vulnerable parts of me and still choose to hurt me." This one felt especially emotional. It's about allowing someone to see every vulnerable part of you only to end up feeling deeply hurt by that same person. Many fans describe this as one of the most heartbreaking reposts because it speaks directly about betrayal from someone you trusted the most. Then comes the repost that finally got people talking. It says, "When life was already beating me down to my knees, but the person I loved more than anything else decided to deliver the final blow." Compared to the earlier repost, this one felt much heavier. Instead of simply talking about trust, it describes someone already struggling with life before being hurt even more by the person they love the most. Whether these reposts were connected to the real life events or simply relatable content is something only the person reposting them knows. But together, many fans felt they don't. But together, many fans felt they told one emotional story. The repost weren't the only thing people noticed. Fans also realized that videos featuring Eliana were quickly unpinned from Jensen's profile picture. Jensen's TikTok profile. There weren't any explanations, no announcement, they simply disappeared from the top of his profile. Creators unpin videos for many different reasons. Sometimes they're refreshing their page, sometimes they're promoting new content, sometimes they're organizing their profiles. So this alone doesn't prove anything. However, when fans combine it with the emotions reposed, it became another piece of the puzzle. But the profile changes doesn't stop here. Fans also noticed something else that added even more fuel to the speculation. According to what people have observed on TikTok, Jensen is no longer following Eliana on the platform. For many fans, that stood out because unfollowing someone you have been in long-term public relationship with naturally raises questions, especially when it's happening alongside emotional repost, profile changes, and the two no longer appearing together publicly. Again, It's important not to jump to conclusions. People unfollow each other on social media for all kinds of reasons. And unfollow by itself doesn't automatically confirm a breakup. But when friends added it to a growing list of clues, many felt it threatened, many felt it. The theory has something specifically had changed between them. Then comes what many fans consider the biggest clue of all silence. For two people who spent years constantly appearing in each other's content, fans suddenly noticed there were no new collaborations, no videos together, no public interactions, no comments, no tags, nothing. And for a couple whose relationship has been on public for so many years, that silence becomes impossible for many fans to ignore. At this point, it wasn't just a handful of people asking questions. If you look through TikTok comments, YouTube discussions, Instagram posts, and fun pages, you'll notice that a large number of people already believe the relationship has ended. Some fans are even talking about the breakup as though it's already been confirmed, despite neither Jentzen nor Elliana publicly saying it. Many point to the emotional reposts, the unpinned videos, Jentzen no longer following Elliana on TikTok, and the complete silence as enough evidence to convince them they are gone their separate ways. Others believe it's only a matter of time before one of them publicly addresses everything publicly. However, not everyone agrees. Some fans think the internet is reading way too deeply into social media activity. After all, reposting emotional videos doesn't automatically mean they're about your current relationship. People read to quotes for all kinds of personal reasons. Social media doesn't always tell the full story. And that brings us to another possibility that I don't think enough people are considering. Chanjan and Eliana have been together for more than 5 years. 5 years is an incredibly long relationship, especially considering that they spend most of it growing up in front of millions of people online. Every interaction gets analyzed, every repost becomes a headline, every period of silence turns into rumors. Living that publicly can put enormous pressure on any relationship, so it's entirely possible that they're simply taking some space from each other. Maybe they are focusing on themselves. Maybe they are working through personal matters privately. Maybe they decided to keep things offline for a while. That wouldn't necessarily mean the relationship is over. At the same time, I don't mean they're still together. Right now, both possibilities remain because neither of them has officially addressed what's happening. Now, here's what I personally think. After looking all of the publicly available information, I do think something has changed between Jensen and Aliana. I do think the reports alone confirm a breakup. No, do I think that a repost alone confirms a breakup? No. Do I think an unfollow confirms a breakup? Also no. But when you combine the emotional repost about broken trust, feeling hurt, and a heartbreak with an unpinned videos, Jensen no longer following Aliana on the TikTok. Eliana on TikTok, the complete silence between them as a fact that fans have been noticing these changes for weeks. I can definitely understand why so many people believe the relationship is ended. Personally, I think there's a strong possibility that they have broken up. However, I also think there's another possibility that's worth considering. They've been together for more than 5 years, and they spend most of the relationship growing up in the public eye. Being watched by millions of people every single day has an incredible difficult. It's possible they simply needed some space from each other to work through things privately without the pressure of social media constantly watching. Whether they are temporary or permanent, we just don't know. At the end of the day, only Jensen and Eliana knows what has actually happened behind the scenes. Until one of them decides to speak publicly, everything we are discussing is based on public information available. Whether this turns out to be a breakup, a temporary break, or simply two people choosing to keep their private lives offline, only time will tell. And one thing that is certain, fans noticed the changes long before anyone else said a single word. And that's exactly why the story has become such a huge topic for discussion. So now, so now I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think these clues point towards a breakup, or do you think the internet is connecting dots that aren't really there? Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then,